What's up, everybody? It's Mac from MacMovieguy.com. I'm back with a review of Rescue by Ruby. Yep, I found a random Netflix title that doesn't need to exist. And unfortunately, this one stars Grant Gustin, who I like a lot. I love The Flash. Got to see a little bit of it before losing the vision, so I know what Grant Gustin looks like, and I remember him from Glee days. Great talent. I like Scott Wolf enough. I'm not gonna hype him up. He's all right. He's in this. I love dog movies. Marley and Me got me. I was not familiar with the source material, so at the end of the movie, I lost my shit. Like, I was sitting in the theater just crying. Yeah. And A Dog's Purpose got me a little bit. And of course I grew up with Homeward Bound. So dog movies. I'm inclined to like dog movies. I'm inclined to like Grant Gustin. In no way could I ever recommend this movie to anybody. It's just so generically awful. It just is. It's the kind of film that I'm like, why did we make this? I know it's based on a true story, but even the true story doesn't feel entirely like we ever needed to see it. It's just I guess there's the metaphorical Rescue by Ruby, because Grant Gustin's cop is like rescued by Ruby, and then Ruby's rescued because she's a shelter dog, and Ruby's training to rescue people because they're trying to be part of a canine unit, but the actual rescue that happens in the movie lasts all of 5 minutes, and that's not the dead end of the movie. So this movie could have been called anything. Just Ruby would have been fine. I mean, there was that movie Max, so Ruby. Or Grant Gustin's career is going downhill. I don't know. Pick something. But this is not a good film. I mean, there are several things in this film that happen that somebody would have to be telepathic in order for for these things to occur. Things like I don't know. There's a point in the point where, and this is one of the reasons why the film is so stupid. There's a point in the film where even in the audio description, it makes us know that on the watch it says a certain number, and it's also the same number that's on his uniform, like it's fate or God or something, but it doesn't actually do anything with it, and it also doesn't really clarify that even Grant Gustin knows the correlation between those times. It's just there for us. It just wants you to know the numbers are the same. Like, ooh, it's very mystical and magical. But this film isn't pushing a Christian angle enough. And it's supposed to be Ruby who rescues. So I don't know really what the point of that was, because it didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything. It doesn't. Ruby just materializes out of nowhere. She's a fucking wizard dog or something. I don't know. I have no idea what to tell you. There's a scene in the film. Okay, so I don't even care. Spoilers. This film is terrible. And it's based on a true story. So it's not even you can't spoil things that are real. It's that joke that everybody always makes about Titanic. And it's the ship sinks. Spoiler alert. Just so that you know. There's this scene where they're having to look for Ruby, and he's looking all over for her. He's going everywhere, and he happens to find this one bridge, and it could literally be any bridge anywhere in the state of Rhode Island, but it happens to be this bridge, and she's under the bridge, but she's all no, I'm not coming out, no. And he doesn't know she's there, and he gives this monologue where he's I'm sorry. That's my fault. It's the worst scene. Ruby's under the bridge listening to this speech like she's, Adrian from Rocky, just and then later on in the film, they need Ruby, And she literally just materializes like out of nowhere in front of the car. They're like a completely different location, and Ruby's just like, "What's up? I'm here. Where? What's up? Let's do this. I hear we need. I'm here. I'm needed. Like you called, you rang. I got my pager. Saw the little beeper. The numbers on the beeper came up, and didn't know you were looking for me. My bad. You know, like it's just." She just materializes, and then he like gives her raw hot dogs. Where were the hot dogs? Do you just keep raw hot dogs in your car, in your police car, dude? Like those things need to be refrigerated. You can't just keep raw meat in your car. Like it's just like what? Ah! This is not a good film. I don't know why it has a 7.1 on IMDb. Like, I've seen films that are Netflix originals that have far worse ratings than this. And I went to look at IMDb to find out, like, who was the director and if I knew anybody else in the cast. And I saw 7.1 and I was like, what in the holy hell does this movie have a 7.1 for? Do people love dogs that much? Can I just put a dog into a movie and just, like, the IMDb score goes up? Like... yeah, no, this movie is, I mean, okay, yes, there are worse movies. I've seen worse movies in my lifetime, definitely, but this is just like a movie that you wonder why. Like, why did we make this? Why did nobody care? Why is the script this bad? Why did Grant Gustin read this script and go, yes, this is the film I want to do? You know, I mean, there's so many questions. Like, I want to know why did they do stuff with the numbers and then not do anything with the numbers? Like, what was the point? Like, there's so many shitty choices in direction, in writing. Just, the film is just so frustratingly subpar, not even mediocre. Watch anything else that has a dog in it, basically. Cujo, I don't know. Anything. I love dog movies too. I love Grant Gustin. This is not a good film. The audio description actually was frustratingly good because it let you know about all of these things and you were able to follow the nonsense that was going on quite well. It was really good for perhaps the only decent thing about this film was it spends a lot of time in the canine training sequences, probably far more than it really should, but most of a giant chunk of the film is just like canine training. And that was kind of interesting. I'm like, well, if this is accurate, which I don't necessarily trust that it is because everything else in the film is, you know, borderline whatever, then, I mean, this is, I guess, somewhat informational. Like, I feel like I'm learning a little bit more about canine training and how it goes on and what they need to do. And, you know, there's like a scene where where Ruby has to sit for 5 minutes while Grant Gustin is like 10 feet away with I think he had his back turned to her. I think that was one of the things too. And she had to stay for 5 minutes without moving. And that was like the task. And I'm like, that's really part of okay, cool. Well, good to know. Didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. I think also visual audiences, they get to enjoy the cuteness of the dog. Meanwhile, we just get told there's a dog. You know, there's a dog, and it could be cute. It could be adorable. That Ruby could be really adorable. Totally. I'm not taking anything away from Bear, the dog that played Ruby. Which, thank you for using a rescue dog. I read that in right at the end of the credits that they used an actual rescue dog to play Ruby, which is great. It's always great when you can save a dog like that. So that's awesome. Good for you. I just wish, man, somebody had taken just a look at the script, taken even 5 minutes. I have a feeling they didn't care. I have a feeling like Netflix was like, here's $1 million, go make a movie. We need to churn out product. And by the looks of the cast, Grant Gustin and Scott Wolf were the only two names I recognized out of anybody in that cast. So they just hired a whole bunch of people that nobody would ever recognize, a director I've never heard of, a story that is borderline interesting, put a dog in it, and hoped that families would click on it and it would help keep Netflix subscriptions. And now I'm reviewing it. So it's like I'm reinforcing the fact that this thing exists, but I'm flat out saying do not watch this film. The audio description was fine. Thank you for that. That was great. It actually made me hate the film even more when it pointed out stupid things. So I'm gonna give this a D. Yeah, don't watch it. This is a solid don't recommend. Really easy for me. I really wanted to be anywhere, but I had to like will myself to watch this film to finish it so that I could do, because I don't review films that I don't complete, without just flat out saying I walked out of this. Here's my review of the first 10 minutes because this film was so bad I walked out of or something. But I did. I made it to the end of this film, and so I can officially say this is the grade I give it is a D. So that's what I think, and you can tell me what you think in the comments. Are you one of those people who helped boost the score up to a 7.1 on IMDb? Were you blown away by the true story here? Did you just like dogs so much that you gave this film a pass? I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be my least watched video. I could probably do just about anything right now because I have a feeling that nobody is going on YouTube and searching for Rescued by Ruby film review. You know, like movie review, Rescued by Ruby. I don't think people watch this movie and care what a movie critic thinks. I just don't. And more importantly, I'm a blind film critic. So like how many people, except for like the 10 people or 11 or 12 people that subscribe to my channel right now, would even care to watch the blind perspective on a film like Rescue by Ruby? But I reviewed it anyway. I saw this film, so you didn't have to. Basically. You're welcome. No thanks needed. So you can catch more of my stuff over at macthemovieguy.com. And don't forget to, this is my usual plug for the audio description project. They exist solely to let us know what films have audio description, what services they're on, like how we can access those films, where we can get them, so we can get that sweet, sweet audio description. And so we don't have to watch stuff like Rescued by Ruby. I don't know what else to say. I'm still thinking about this movie. I'm still thinking about how the dog just appears in front of the car and he's like, Ruby! It's like, yeah, how did Ruby get here? Like, she teleports. Okay. So Rescued by Ruby. Don't watch it. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, share, do what you gotta do. I will see you on the next review, which I really hope is better than Rescued by Ruby. Fingers crossed. I have no idea what it'll be, but it's got a good shot of being better than this. So until next time, remember to make sure the number on your watch matches with the number on your shirt. Peace out.